presenting because she has been in this industry 30 years. She's not new to this rock star scene. And she brings, I think, almost even a deeper understanding of the products than I do, in as much as I would say I am a quilter. Okay. But she's an everything girl. And so she will show you tips and tricks on how you can use the Quilter Select product to your advantage. Stuff I haven't even done yet. So I'm very, very excited about that. Again, just go and log on to createwithquilterselect.com/register. All right. So today is kind of all over the map day, all right? Because now we have to sew. We just have to sew. This is the original Sequoia Sampler, right? And this is what you have your pattern for. And I chose to take out this right here, this solid right here, and I'll show you mine here in a minute, and this solid piece right here that measures 3 by 12. And I thought I would just dump down more squares, and then I'm doing something else now. I'll show you. Well, you can see right here. I'm putting in some half square triangles. And so these half square triangles finish at 3 inches. They cut at 3 7/8. And it's also how you're going to do the outside edge. So this weekend, I will be doing this on Monday too, even though, it's Labor Day. This weekend, you're going to be sewing your brains out, sewing your brains out. That's kind of a really awful thing when you think about it. Making these half square triangles and making the little squares, and these ones again, you cut at 3 7/8, and then you sew cut corner to corner, or sew and then cut. And then these little square guys you cut at 2 inches. All right. So these little cute little 4 patches. And again, as you do it, make sure your eye travels over the whole surface for color. All right. Oh, somebody else sent me this as an idea, and I might do it. I've added an extra fabric collection and some other fabrics in it, which, includes this, just fab from Moda. But look at this little bumblebee, that I have here, here, and here. Somebody suggested, why don't you get some of those bees up in other areas? So I'm going to play with that too. But besides sewing, it's time to address the picture. I have agonized over this center piece, all right? The reason I'm not doing solid pieces in here and putting the fusible, the raw edge applique, is because it would be too heavy. But on this one, with the skinniness of everything, it's really quite lovely. So you're going to kind of have to plan ahead. When I teach a class, I mean, if you want to copy me, if you can, that's great. But I think it's more about you learning your personal expression. And by the way, I do have an idea for when we get done with this. Yes, 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 yes. So let me show you what was going on with my picture. I was trying to stick to fabrics that were in the line. So the first one I made for the picture was this. And it got lost there. And John kept saying, I can't see the beautiful shape of the picture that I can see right here. So, okay, so maybe I'll try orange. And that one was kind of okay, but it didn't rock my boat, all right? Then I thought, what about the blue? And it just all kind of fell flat. Because John was saying that all you would see is this stuff here. And then I thought, wait a minute. What is really the problem with this and this? And the problem is that there's a value issue going on. The picture over here is of the same value as the pops, right? So it holds its own. Here, all you've got is this red stuff going up here, and the rest is lost. So there is a lot of gray in this fabric line, a lot. So I just opened up my gray drawer, and there she was, right there. I love this, and it's not because of the color, it's not because of the print, it's because it holds its own with the value. I might even end up, when it's all over, putting a flange in here out of this color before I bind it. I may do that. But in the meantime, you've got to start dealing with your center applique. you need to look at it and look at it. It took me 3 or 4 days to get to that solution. So while you're sewing triangles like there's no tomorrow this weekend and little squares, I want you to start considering what you're going to do with the applique. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on my other camera and I'm going to go over and I'm going to work on my surface. All right? So there we go. And I'm going to show you how, oh, I got to turn this thing around because all of a sudden I realize now my sound is going through this, I believe. So let me bring this over here. High tech, high tech, high tech, high tech. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. All right, so let's do the Johnny Was bit before we do the actual preparing for the applique. Okay, so what I decided to do was, people are saying like you can put a coffee filter in and stuff like that. I didn't like it. So I actually went to Quilters Select, my line, and this is called Cutaway, and it's designed for t-shirt quilts. It has a light fusible on one side, and then it's flat on the other side. And the thing that's so great about it for t-shirt quilts, what, John?
Your hands are buffering. How's your setting on that?
Okay, John's coming in here as my technical director. I had it on medium. I think, okay, you guys, here. I'm gonna put on this. While John fiddles with this and see.
No, it's full quality.
Okay, John is gonna fiddle.
Okay, that should work.
Okay, put your hand under it. I think that's good, John. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So what's so cool about this product is that it has a very low heat melting thing. So meaning like if you're working on your t-shirts and you don't want to use a high heat for obvious reasons, you can put this stuff on the back. But what I did was I cut myself a little strip right here, little strip of it, put the sticky sides together, or fusey side, and I'm gonna go fuse it right over here. And then I'm going to cut this off here. Oh, I didn't tell you about what they're doing. And then, whoops. Tell them to go away, John. And then I'm going to slide it into the little pocket here, all right? Now, what's really cool about these is that it's $25 for 5, but then they will donate another 5. They will match what you buy. And I'm telling you, these are the most comfortable ones I have worn so far. So there's that. All right, let's get back to fusible. And it is frozen again. Yay for that. There we go. In your pattern, you have these different shapes that you can play with, and you have the picture. Now, again, you can do whatever the heck you want. It's just fine, okay? So what I am using here for my fusing is Applique. And the reason I love it is that I can keep repositioning it on my design wall till I get it exactly how I want it. It's still acting funny, but that's okay. We can deal with it. Now, the really cool thing about this Applique is that you can run it through your printer. I have a inkjet printer and it was absolutely no problem. So I would run it through my printer, and then let's say I'm going to do this leaf, all right? So I'm going to cut out this leaf, not exactly there, maybe a 1/4 inch around. And then I'm gonna go to my iron, which has a kind of medium to a little bit on the hotter side here. And I'm gonna put it on the back side. Can we see it? Yes, all right. And I'm gonna come down on it and I'm gonna say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, no steam. Then what you're gonna do is you're going to cut it out exactly on the line. the important thing is you don't try to peel off the paper until it is completely cool. If you do that, it's just not going to work. So to peel off the paper, over there, I take a pin and I just go whoop like that. There you go. And now it will stick to things. Okay, and that's how I did the arranging on my wall. Now, the other thing that happened is a couple of those pieces I kept fiddling with for so long that this fusey stuff started to come off, okay, like here, all right? So then what I did was I went and I took my parchment paper and I put it, I basically refused it. I put this back down here like that. I gotta laugh. The only time I've ever used parchment paper is for quilting. I do not use it for baking. That's not in my wheelhouse. There, and now I've re-secured it on, okay? Now this is not a permanent bond, you guys, on your quilt. It's enough when I go and get it the way I want it, and then when I go and press it, it will stick enough so that I can stitch it down. And we'll talk about stitching at a later date. Now I want to talk about the picture, all right? Any repositionable fusible is heavier than, say, like our Applique Web Plus. And so if you get multiple layers on it, it can get really, really stiff. And this is true for all repositionable fusibles. So what I did was this. Now, when you're doing something that is in a direction, if I want it to stay in this direction, like it is on my quilt, I've got to turn it over and then draw through. So you're going to do it backwards, all right? Then I'm going to take my Applique. There we go. I'm going to put it on here. All right, we can see through. I'll just use myself a nice little felt tip pen. And I'm going to draw it. And you know what? You don't have to use this picture. You might have a picture that is like your grandma's that you just love. And you could draw that. You could go to do images of pictures on the web and use that. But I like the sleekness of this one. Oh yeah, and then somebody asked, what's the measurement of this? Because I don't know why, but this picture measures, let's say about 5 by 6, all right? Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut out, not exactly on the lines, but around it. Some of you may be very familiar with this trick, and if not, this may be a lightning bolt moment for you. All right, so I'm going to go like this. I have to tell you, and I keep saying it, I am so excited about this quilt, I can't stand it. And I will tell you, I was not so excited about it for a while. All right, before I fuse this down, I'm now going to cut out some of the center. I'll leave about maybe 3/8 on the inside, a little bit more than 1/4, maybe even 1/2 if you want. All right. Okay. Then I'm going to go over to, well, here's another one that I played with. I'm going to go over to my fabric. And again, I'm going to press it down like this on the wrong side. It's a dance. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There is no steam going on in there. If you want, you could turn it over and do this side too. Here's what I learned about irons. So I go to the quilt store and I buy this Oliso or this Rowenta or whatever, and you're my friend and you're standing there and you go, why are you buying that? And I say, well, it's because it's the world's best iron. And so then you say, well, I'm going to buy one. So you pick the other iron off the shelf and you go buy it. And then we get home and my medium heat is different than your medium heat. And what I learned from Kay Brooks is that iron parts are sourced from all over the world, okay? And so even if I have an Aliso and you have an Aliso, they could be different, and they often are different. So you have to get to know your iron. If I'm in the right, yeah, you have to get your iron so that you really understand where the medium heat is, where the low is, and where the high is. No two irons were created alike. All right. Oh, I got to cut that part out too. There we go. I just love this. You know, and what we're going to ultimately do is the blanket stitch on this, or a zigzag, but I really like the blanket. Now this paper has cooled down. Get over there. Now, however it's cut, yeah, that looks stupid right there. However it's cut is how it's going to be. All right, so that's pretty cute. And then when it's time to play with it on my board, I take my pin and I score it, and I score it. Don't try and peel it from the edge. You'll screw up your edges. And then you just, there you go. Again, this is called Applique. It comes in a roll and it comes in sheets. There you go. And now I can just go and I can put it on my design wall and see what I think. And then let's go back over to the other place, because then I'll show you what I do. So let me go over here. Okie dokie dokie doke. Oh, also at thequiltshow.com this weekend, we're having a fabric sale, right, John? I think so. I think we're having a good fabric sale.
You switched.
There we go. Not yet. Hold on. Switching. Switched. Okay. So why did I say I was coming over here? John, why did I say I was coming over here? I don't know. Oh, well. God, help me, please. So, okay, so hand me that. Well, see this picture one here, too? It's got this sticky stuff on the back. And so I could just put it here and let it hang out there for a while. Oh, I know why. Okay, once you get it the way you want it, this is where my Panasonic comes in handy. Because it doesn't have a cord on it, I can go then and go 1, 2, 3 and bond it down right here on my design wall. And then it is ready to go when I hit my machine. So I use both of these irons in my studio. The Oliso is more for hardcore pressing. This is for sitting, beside my sewing machine, and also so that I can get up here and do this business. So I love that. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Please do not forget to register for this event. It's going to be really, really good. Again, 3 people are going to win $50 shopping certificates. I'm going to be hanging there. You're going to learn all about the products. And again, we're calling it Tool School. And so you can just link through and register for wherever you're at right now, or go to createwithquilterselect.com/register. So I will see you Monday, you guys, even though it's a holiday in the United States. I will see you Monday because I'm not going anywhere. And I will then see you also Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Again, Judy will be presenting, but I'll be in the bleachers with you guys. And then we will do Wednesday again. And if you're interested with these classes continuing as we kind of start wrapping this up, I do have an idea. I don't want to go through it right now because I want to run it by a couple people to see if it's a hit or a miss, but I think it's a hit. So you guys have a great weekend. So enjoy yourself, and I'll be back in shorts probably on Monday when I see you, because it's supposed to get up to 100 degrees. So have a good day, guys. Thank you so much. And yay, the internet didn't go out. Thank you.